Welcome back. A good book can change the way you look at life, and the latest from Hachette India falls under this category. A story with a difference and a book that had to be written. The book is called Master of Arts, A Life in Dance, and the author, Tulsi Badrinath, speaks exclusively about male dancers in the world of Bharatanatyam.
Bharatanatyam had no scope for, it began as a profession, it began as a temple dance thing, so there were no stories in it for men to perform in any way. So somehow all the people who joined dance, the men who joined it, were of lower social economic statuses, and they came in because they were had nowhere else to go. But the ones who stayed on and then made the art their passion are the ones who've succeeded, and it's been a tough life for them, and that life hadn't been chronicled. So it's a very fascinating book because Tulsi herself is a dancer, and she gives it that special insight.
This classical dance form that evolved from the dance of the Devadasis was exclusively the domain of women until the mold was broken in the 60s by V.P. Dhananjayan. Badrinath chronicles the story of his life in dance with the insight of one who understands each nuance.
There have been many boys who've come to learn from Dhananjayan, and while observing them, one saw that just as with a female dancer, they face a lot of difficulties, but sometimes they face more difficulties perhaps than a dancer who's a girl, because they have to make a living from the profession. And in India, usually people become doctors or engineers, so it's a very unusual profession to choose. And also, being male, very often they face prejudice, because people say, who wants to watch a sweaty man dance? Who wants to watch a hairy man dance? And so they battle prejudice also. So I thought I'd write about, the subgroup that often people don't write about.
The first copy of the book was handed over to Pandit Birju Maharaj by Muthuswami Varadarajan. Post this, the stage was set for what was to be a memorable dance repertoire. Deepanjali was choreographed to the tune of Vande Mataram, sung live on stage in the Carnatic style. The lead piece was taken from Arunachala Ramayana, and it told the story of Lord Krishna. The dance saw both male and female dancers on stage, which created a whole-rounded and complete dance experience.
If you see the Lord of Dance is Nataraja, he is the male. And so if he is the male, why not male can't dance? And they have this masculine gender and that bold thing. When they dance, we can see that power. Even you see the Nataraja is the symbolic of the Tandava. The two parts are there, Tandava and Lasya. The girls are doing the Lasya. And if the male part is not there, the dance is not fulfilled. So male should do it. And it's beautiful when they do.
For me, it's not an unusual thing when the male dancers are dancing. And I feel they have a lot of potential in them. And they do have a lot of encouragement these days, because a lot of them are appreciating the male dancers. It's not that they are sidelined, but everybody is, and especially when a male and the female dance together, it's some combination which we can never think of. It's something really brilliant.
But the highlight of the evening was a bhakti-based Abhinaya piece performed by V.P. Dhananjayan himself along with his student. The rendition of this spiritually moving text, Varungalamo Ayya, from Gopalakrishna Bharati's Nandanar Charitram, was one of the most moving depictions ever seen on stage in the recent past. Low-born Shiva worshipper Nandanar pleads with the Brahmin overlord to allow him the Chidambara Darshanam or the glimpse of Lord Nataraja. To put it plainly, V.P. Dhananjayan lived as Nandanar for those brief minutes, bringing helpless tears into the eyes of the viewers.
In the olden days, a lot to be little effeminate. You know, when men danced, it used to be effeminate, and it was not accepted by the society. But with my coming into the field as a male dancer, without any trace of effeminate thing, I established. So people accepted male dancers after seeing us. And of course, the trend is set by Kalakshetra. It is Kalakshetra training that we are using. And Rukmini Devi is very, very particular about man dancing like a man.
After that emotional rendition by the Guru, Tulsi Badrinath, the author herself, graced the stage for a solo dance presentation, thus weaving her own lifelong passion for dance into the evening setting of a book launch. Abhinaya, lasya and subtle footwork. It was poetry in motion. And if you read the book, I can assure you that it will change the way you look at male dancers and all that they are capable of bringing onto the stage.